If you're looking to buy or sell your home, you should know some stuff, right?
Yes, you should. There are 5 things your real estate agent will never tell you.
To try.
Colleagues gonna get mad at you?
Oh, no, it'll be okay.
We hope you'll be okay. We'll help protect you. Let's first of all talk about HAR. A lot of people rely on this. We're talking about HAR.com, the Houston Association of Realtors. But not every house is listed. I don't think I realized that.
I didn't know that.
So HAR.com has all listings for Houston, and now coming in very short order, all listings in the state of Texas, but it's not all listings in a hot market. So a lot of agents will do what's called a pocket listing, where they'll have a deal with the seller to sell that property or market that property, and a lot of times they call it off-market or pocket listings. And they'll do a trial balloon where they'll test the market and go ahead and put it out to their friends, the mommy networks, and will sell those properties even before they hit the MLS, especially in a hot market.
And that's all legal.
It's legal, but the problem is that in a hot market, in these hot pocket areas, the sellers could actually be leaving money on the table, because we're seeing homes go for $5, $10, $20, $40, $50,000 more than the list price.
So they might be better off to.
So they might be better off seeing what the actual market will bear, as opposed to just who the friends of that real estate agent in their small circle are.
Some people are reluctant to sell their house because they fear that 6% commission. The buyer's agent gets 3%, the seller's agent gets 3%. 6% is a big chunk, but it's not always 6.
Yeah, the Sherman Antitrust Act doesn't let us actually set or price fix as far as what the commissions are. So commissions are actually quite variable, and we price them based on how difficult it's going to be to sell the property. For instance, like with a land property, 10 years, all the paint's kind of gone off of the listing. You can't even read the sign. So I'll actually charge 10% for those types of properties. That's what I charge. But we don't price fix. The agents do not set a regulated price. So you can actually negotiate with the listing agent or the selling agent, what it is that commission is going to work for you. So you may be able to get it for less.
Hey, that's good to know. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Okay, let's talk about the big dollar sign that you put on your house. Everybody wants the most money they can possibly get out of it. But a lot of the times, do you feel like realtors will say, hey, we're going to get this and I can get you this much, but they end up just reducing and reducing and reducing?
Well, and so that's the problem is that when you come to me as a seller and you want to sell that property, it becomes an auction, because if you've got agent A says it's worth a number and agent B says it's worth a little bit more and agent C says it's worth even more than that, you assume that agent C, that's going to get you all the money, knows some sort of magic that the other agents don't know. And so you list with them, and then they drop the price every 30 days until they get to a buyer. And that's a terrible way to sell in any market. You really need to know what that price is, and that's where it's difficult for the consumer, because what is that price? There's a little more art than science to pricing homes, because it's much more personal. If you're talking about commercial properties with tilt wall construction, you can go get one of 100 of those different things. But when it comes to a home where you're going to raise your family, it's a little tougher for you to put a price on it, especially in a hot market.
Now, along those lines of an agent coming in and talking to you and saying, I'm going to get you this much, they never want to say anything to you that's going to insult you about your home, right? So let's say you have an older home that needs some upgrades. I mean, what won't they say to you that maybe they should?
Well, you just don't want to tell someone that their baby's ugly. But sometimes you get an ugly baby. And so if you've got this home that has all kinds of problems and issues with it, you need to know. Someone needs to tell you that, because for me, so like my wife does not want to buy your problems. If you haven't painted it, or it's got awful wallpaper, or the carpet's nasty and stained, that's actually a huge turnoff. So not only will people not buy it, so you may miss those buyers like my wife who just pass on it, will just turn around and walk out. The other problem is that maybe the carpet cost a dollar amount. If I'm going to buy that property with all these problems that you haven't fixed, I'm going to put a premium on my time. So it's not just the cost of the carpet, it's the cost of the carpet plus my time and want to do it. So you can actually sell your home for a lot less by not getting those upgrades and things fixed.
All right, finally, we're almost out of time, but just quickly I wanted to ask you, sometimes we realize relationships just don't work out between the agent and home seller or buyer. What happens there? How does the agent subtly tell you, what, I'm done with you already?
Well, and that's a tough one, because you have folks that are not that serious about buying a home, or have set unrealistic expectations on what kind of home that they want to buy. They want to buy a mansion, but really what their budget is a beer budget. So it's difficult for us. Maybe we'll tell them that they need to go back and reassess and look at the market. we just don't want to show them lots of homes if they're not real buyers,
Yeah.
especially in a tight market.
And that wastes a lot of your time and money, too.
A lot of time.
All right. All right, thanks so much, Chris Schilling, Turbo Realty. Great job as
Now
always.
we're in the know.
Cool
Good
stuff.
information.
All right.